Good morning, everybody. As you can see, I have the beautiful Jacky with me. And you know, when us girls get together, there's usually something exciting. So we are here this morning to let you in a little bit more on what the Business Boost Mastermind is all about, why we came up with it, and all the questions we've been having, just so you've got a real full picture. So number one, if you're watching us, come and say hello. We would love to see you. Leave some comments for us. You have to register with StreamYard to get your name shown. It's just a technical bit of jargon. Yeah, good morning, Jacky. How are you, my dear?
I'm so well. I'm so excited. Literally, it's going to be so good. But yes, I am well, thank you. How are you?
We're like kids in a candy shop, basically.
Yeah.
And I think this goes to why we started this mastermind together. Jacky and I have been working together one-on-one for about 18 months now. And we are so aligned in what we do that we sort of dovetail like this really well. Yeah. So her bit fits with my bit. And yeah, we know that together we can get big transformations. So we decided to come up with the Business Booster Mastermind. So Jacky, I'm going to ask you, tell me who it is for in the first instance.
Oh my gosh. So naturally small business owners, the audience that we both work with. So that is the kind of starting point. But it's really for people who want to get super clear on the offering they're bringing out to their clients. So how they're doing that, how they're aligning that with the life they want to live, you know, all of the kind of good stuff around the actual offer to make people want to buy it. Yeah. And then, of course, your side of the coin, the messaging and the story that comes with it. So the people that we've spoken to who have come in already and joined already have got amazing businesses, one service, one product. And both of them are at that point where they know they've got something amazing to offer the world. They just don't know how to package it up and put a story behind it that really engages people and gets people in. And that's what this is really about. It's about almost like fitting together all the jigsaw puzzles so that it all makes one pretty picture that you can take out into the world and be super confident in.
Yeah. And something that I think is really key, and it goes right back to the very first piece, it's putting something out in the world that you blooming love and you are passionate about. And the piece that you're going to take the masterminders through is all about finding out what makes you kind of go, ooh, when you wake up every morning, that kind of the stuff that lights you up inside. And it's so important to be doing a business and running a business and doing life how you love it, not just how you want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always been the key thing, isn't it? For, you know, every single person that I work with, it's about unlocking, you know, how do you make your offering 100% suit your life? It's not just about, oh, this is the way that other people do this in my industry, so I've got to do it in the same way, or, you know, this is how people should do this, or what people expect of me. It's like, actually, how do I package this up in a way that is so aligned for my life, but delivers epic results for my customers? And I think that's something that we always say with the people that we work with is we want them to be good at what they do.
Yeah.
You know, be really good at the skill set that they have, and then we can plug in the skill sets that we have. Yeah. We can plug in the strategy, we can plug in the story, we can teach them all of those things that they need to know, but they have to be really good and really passionate about what they actually do in the world. Because if they're not passionate about it, we're not going to be able to help them.
If there's no passion there, then my bit becomes really hard, because how the hell can you tell a story if you don't live and breathe and sleep it already? I think that's the key. So if we were to sort of break it down, what are the key things we're going to be covering in the mastermind?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we've got 6 weeks worth of content. So the first week is going to be all around like you and what makes you unique. So your driving factors, your message that you want to share with the world. And this is about really linking into that lifestyle you want to live, making sure that it is aligned with your business, or your business is aligned with it. And it's going to be sort of getting that understanding of what we're going to be building over the next 6 weeks. So it's the kind of starting point of the process. Then we go into building an offer. So actually, who do you want to work with? What do you want to do? How do you want to deliver it? This is the real kind of strategy piece in making sure that your offer is something that will actually sell and people actually want it. And then we'll go into week 3, which is around building the offer. So making sure that we are giving people what they need to build out their offers in a way that works really, really well for them. And then we sort of progress into very much your world, which is amazing. So week 4 is around planning and launching your communications. Week 5 is around writing your message and discovering where to actually tell it. So it's not necessarily just always show up on social media and, you know, tell your message. There's way more ways that you can share your message and generate, you know, what I call sales generating activities. So we're going to kind of touch on that in that week. And then the last week is planning, scheduling, and writing stories. So actually linking all of the content that you're writing to the offer that you've created, linking your story, planning, you know, how do I plan my content for the next couple of weeks? How do I repurpose? How do I make sure that I'm making this as easy as possible? Because we both know that running a business needs to be easy. That's literally what we live for.
It does. And we're actually going to cover some of the stuff that people find really hard, that planning in advance, that thinking ahead of time. And when you come to sort of putting something new out into the world, you've got to talk about it, but you've got to talk about it so much more than you really think you've got to talk about it. And it goes into the stuff that I love to do, and it's digging around into sort of content plans and messaging and figuring out how you can write persuasively so that you can tap into people's emotions and all of that kind of really good stuff. So on a real practical level, when do we start?
Yes. We start next week, Thursday. I'm literally so excited. On the 24th, with our very first Zoom call. However, we do close sales this week, Thursday. And that is because we are going to be opening the Facebook group as of Monday. So there will be a shared Facebook community for all of the beautiful souls that come into the space. And there will also be a Voxer support group as well. So people can talk to us on a instant basis over the 6 weeks. So it is a lot of support, and we want to make sure that people really have the time to move their business forward. Like this business boost, it is literally like, I want people to leave this 6 weeks feeling so much more confident and having a plan that they can actually bring money into their business, not in 6 months' time or a year's time, but now.
Yeah, and that's really key, and that speaks to the timing of why we're doing this now, because I have found that lots of clients I'm speaking to, lots of my members, they're telling me that, we're on the wind down to summer. We're on the wind down to a long and lazy summer. And I'm like, okay, that's great, and that's a choice. But actually, what are you going to do in September? Are you then just going to flick a switch and ramp it back up again? And I'm of the opinion that you'll be behind the curve, because there will be people working hard through the summer so that when September hits, they're the ones that are leading the pack. So the whole idea of the mastermind doing it now is so that you're in that pack. You are leading the way. You are the ones that are ready to hit the ground running and have the offers ready for your audience. And you don't have to go and do the work in September. You're doing the work now. And that's really important. And it's that whole thing around, we know life has changed for so many people. Hey, our businesses, my business and your business looks totally different to what it did 18 months ago because of the whole world we're living in. But what we've got between us and what we've got with 20 or 30 years experience behind us is we've got that adaptability and we know how to do it now. And we want to help other people. So it is about action takers. So that would be the other thing I would add, is that we're going to ask you to show up for one call a week, which will be about 90 minutes. But then if you want to actually take your business forward, you're going to have to do some action steps in between our calls. Yes, you could sit and listen to us for 90 minutes and then close the book and walk off and do something else. But if you want to get the results and you want to earn the money and make the sales, you will have action to do as well.
Yeah. And I think one of the really key things to say as we go through this is not about adding in a ton more stuff that you have to do. This is about aligning your business. So actually, you know, when we say we're going to work hard over the summer, it doesn't mean we're going to work long hours. It doesn't mean that we're going to be hustling all the time. I mean, yesterday morning, I started my morning in the garden, you know, sitting in the sun. I know you couldn't go outside. It was raining in Scotland. But literally, like last summer, I was swimming every evening down on the beach with my husband. We were going out paddleboarding, you know, we were away most weekends camping or hiking or, you know, doing something that we enjoy. And actually, I want people to understand that we're not saying come on this thing and work every single hour of every single day for the next 6 weeks. We're saying build a business that actually lets you live the life you want to live. So, you know, for me, it's hiking and camping. For you, it's definitely not.
And this is the thing you'll know. Jacky and I may work together, but we are opposites. I could not think of anything worse than to go and sleep under canvas. Oh, I think that's the weak spot in me. It's like, oh no.
None of that.
But Jacky's dead right, because it's like I'm only working till lunchtime today and then I'm going shopping. And then I look at my diary for the rest of this week and I've got a couple of things in my diary, but it's actually one of these weeks where I can kick back and finish the murder mystery novel. And I can get in the garden and look at what I need to do in my garden. And I don't have to worry that, oh my goodness, I need to be sat at my computer and I need to be doing the do. Actually, I've built a business that will do that behind the scenes for me. And that's part of the magic, that when you get the offer that's fully aligned, when you understand some of the tech, and when you have a really clear message to tell people, when all these things line up, actually business should be easy. And that's where I'm really passionate about it, because, hey, I've told you a lot before that my back is causing me problems. And at some point, maybe in the next few months, I might need to take some time off and have some surgery, but that's okay, because the business is going to run itself. And I can sit in a hospital bed with an iPad and I can type away. That's okay. But it's not about being glued to a laptop and chained to the desk. And I've been there, I've done that. I've done the corporate world. And you somebody's watching a watch and making sure you clock in on time and clock off on time. So it's such a good way of doing life and business, and they have to work together. Tell me a little bit more about the sort of Facebook group and Voxer. What's the purpose behind those?
Okay, so the Facebook group is going to be about having a safe space where people who are coming through this process can share. So when you're building out offers, you know, as you know, Stace, I've got loads of templates around how to build out offers and the things you need to focus on, etc. And I want to be able to share those with people and have a safe space where they can share them back in, and we can look at them, we can give them feedback, you know. Again, when they get to the point of actually starting to write their stories, having a space where they can share those with other people, get reaction, get you to give them some copywriting feedback on them before they actually go and press, you know, share with public and the whole world. It's just a really, really safe space. So the Facebook group is that kind of safe community space where only our people can get access to us and they can kind of talk through. The Voxer is a kind of more instant communication line. So people can put in there, you know, so if we take like the first week where we're looking at building out that kind of like purpose, if somebody gets stuck with a question that we ask, they can message us and be like, oh, I'm stuck with this, and other people and us can give them examples and say, oh, well, this is how I see this is my perception of it. And it's just like a really kind of instant access. As people are going through the work, they can get hold of us. And the two of us, we've actually got quite nice schedules where we kind of complement each other. If I'm busy, you'll be free. If you're busy, I'll be free. It's very, very seldom that both of us are, you know, completely unavailable, except for Sundays, of course.
Switched off on a Sunday.
Except for Sundays.
Switched off on a Sunday.
But like, that's the kind of beauty, is having two coaches in this space means that people will always have access either to us or each other. And we both believe so much in community learning. I think, you know, having a community as you go through learning is almost more important sometimes than the actual learning you're doing, because seeing other people's perceptions. And, you know, if I think about it, like the PS Club and also the program that I run, the burnout program, in both of those, you know, we post one thing and then the community just lights up, and they are so amazing as they go through this process of saying, oh, but this is what I think and this is how I see it, and oh, when I read that, this is what I think. And you just get so many perceptions that we would never be able to give somebody, you know, just in ourselves, which is just so, you know, it's so valuable. So having that community of people, and it being small, you know, we've said we're taking a max of 12. We're not going over that, because we want it to be somewhere where we can fully support people for that full time period. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's, you know, that's how I see the kind of Voxer and the Facebook group working.
And the community aspect of something like this is hugely valuable, because whilst Jacky and I have got the skill sets for crafting the offer and the strategy and the communications and the story, the ladies, and it is two ladies that have joined in so far, the ladies that are joining the mastermind bring all their expertise as well. So what you've got is you have the sort of hive mind that comes together, because we are not experts in everything. So we're going to build on the expertise that everybody else brings. And that's the joy of working in a mastermind situation, because you just get the benefit of everybody in that group. So I love it. And I love that format. So I suppose we should be really honest with people and say that we need 6 people to run the mastermind. So if we don't get the minimum of 6, then we will park the idea and we'll come back to it perhaps another time. But I think it's also fair to say that we have got big plans for the future. We've got big plans to do something a lot more sort of bigger and intensive and more longer term in the future. So if you're that way and you're on the fence and you're thinking, oh, I don't know whether this is the right time for me, I don't know whether this is what I really need just now, I'd really encourage you to reach out to either one of us and ask the question, because I've said quite honestly that we will not run this again in this format. So, and that's not to sort of pressurize you into making a decision. It's just the honest truth that we'll do it this time. We'll see how we go. If we don't get 6 people, we will not run it. But if you're on the fence, you're not sure, just ask the question. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, you know, again, in complete honesty, we've both had conversations with clients and told them not to join. So actually, if we genuinely don't think that this is right for you, we will tell you. Like, we're not here to just try and take your money. That's not the point of this. We want people to come into this who are absolutely perfect. And, you know...
I had a conversation yesterday with a lovely PS Club member, and she asked the question, should she come and join? And I said, no, it's not the right time for you, and you will not get the benefit out of it, because I can't take money off somebody just for the sake of taking money off somebody. And I think that's the other thing to say. The price point we've put on this was a kind of, shall we go for that number? Yeah, we'll go for that number. That seems about right. But the more and more we've thought about the value and the community and the learning, the next iteration, whatever that may look like, will be considerably more of an investment, because this is a first chance. This is a see how it goes. This is a get Jacky and I in your pocket for 6 weeks for a really reasonable amount of money, because my one-to-one packages are sort of mid 4 figures. Your one-to-one packages are mid 4 figures. So we're in the realms of flinging this together and going, let's see what happens. And you guys can come along for the ride. If you're that way inclined, come and join us and see how it pans out. Your feedback, honest, is absolutely so valuable to us. But yeah, I'm trying to think, is there anything else we needed to tell people about the mastermind? Is there anything we've missed?
Oh, I think the really exciting thing is that we changed the payment plan.
Oh yes,
so we were asked by somebody whether it would be possible to pay over 3 months and pay at £200 a month instead of £300 a month for 2 months. And Stacey and I were both absolutely fine with that. So we said, yep, absolutely. So we updated the sales page yesterday.
Last night,
yeah, that was when it happened. So now there is an option to pay in full for £600 or to pay over 3 installments of £200 each. And if you come in and you do the work, you can make that money back.
Oh, and I think this is the thing. We are so sure of that if you take on board what we're saying, if you implement the actions, if you do the thinking, you will be able to put an offer out into the world which will make you the money back. There's no guarantees in this, as much as there's no guarantees in life, but we're pretty confident that you do the work, you'll reap the rewards. And I'm a big believer in that action taking. You reap what you sow. So if you're willing to sow a little, you will reap. And I think it's really fair to say that we're genuine people. We would give so much of each other, of ourselves for this. And I get invested in my clients. I know you get invested in your clients.
Yeah.
The joy that our clients bring us. That's kind of why I do what I do. And I know that's why you do what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing results, like watching people just like live out the life that they want. And it was really interesting. I was having a chat with somebody this morning, and she was saying to me, I almost gave up on my business because the people I'd surrounded myself with were just in business for money. And they just wanted, millionaire paychecks and jets, and like those were the people. And she was saying, I kept on thinking, maybe I'm not cut out to run a business because I don't want that stuff. Like, that's not what I'm here for. Yeah. And I said to her, no, you've just surrounded yourself with the wrong people. Because actually, it's not always just about, and my story, Stace, that I pushed really hard, had a 6-figure business, burnt myself out. And actually, it's not just about, oh, yeah, I want, 200K in the bank. It's about actually, how do I balance this and have more than enough for what I need to be really comfortable and live the life and do all the things, but actually still have a life that I love living?
Yeah. And that's the bottom line. Somebody asked me this morning what my vision was for the next 5 years. Oh. And I said, to grow my own vegetables, to have a few chickens, and to buy a pygmy goat. There's what's on my vision board.
I was going to say I was waiting for the goat.
I'm determined. I am going to have pygmy goats in my garden. My husband might be like literally going, oh, but for me, it's not about the money in the bank. It's absolutely about seeing the light bulb moments in somebody's eyes. And I said this morning on another call that if I could trade in the currency of light bulb moments, I would be a very rich lady.
Oh, yes.
That's what I live for. And in the world we live in, we're running businesses. So yeah, we have to attribute a dollar sign or a pound sign amount to what we do, because that's just what we have to do. But if I could trade in the penny drop moments and the light bulb moments, I would be rich. And I know you would be the same, because the support and the celebration come hand in hand. So I think that's the sort of taster of what you get with Jacky and I. I'm very conscious that we've now gabbled on for 25 minutes. If you catch this on the replay and you still think, not sure, then you just have to reach out to us. We'll put a link to the sales page in the comments. Not sure which way they go, but we'll find them. We'll put a link in. You can reach out to either of us at any point. Sales will close at 9 o'clock on Thursday night. So don't be too long, but in full transparency, if we don't make 6 sales, we won't be running it, and we won't be taking more than 12 people. So we're looking for a group that sits between 6 and 12. And then that forms a really nice community group where we can help each other. And the reason for the minimum is that hive mind idea. We want to bring the experts to the table so that we can all benefit from every expert sat around the table. And it has to be a community group of that sort of size. Anything else you would add?
No, I think that's amazing. Come and join us. We can't wait to have you.
Well, I'm going to end it on Jacky's lovely comments. Take care, folks, and we'll speak to you all soon.